right. Welcome to another episode of Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. It is your boy, Terry, man. It is, another day, another week. It's been a while since I talked to you guys since last week, so I guess I wanted to catch you guys up. We're going to get into a little bit of life after your divorce. Those of you who are listening to this, you have been divorced. Let's have a chat. Anytime.
Welcome to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. This podcast was designed to let you know that you aren't the only one that took forever to get it together. So the rabbit hole that you have stumbled down will hopefully help you understand that just when you think it's over, it's only the beginning. Just because you were dealt a bad hand doesn't mean you have to keep it. Welcome to the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast.
All right, and welcome back to another episode of Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. It is your boy, Terry, man. We're going to get into a little bit of life after divorce, right? I'm still struggling with that because I don't think that I'm fully out of life after the divorce. I'm living life like trying to figure it all out, right? Because life changes so much, man, when you go through something like this. And it's like, I remember when we first separated. I actually separated and not being in the same house. And how difficult it was for me to try to navigate the waters because I've never been, I told you guys before, I've never been like on my own. So, it was tough. It was tough. And I'm trying to navigate the waters even now, like, because it's not easy, Some folks have found a lot of success navigating life after divorce. I think I'm getting there. I'm doing a lot of work, working, and just doing what I need to do to survive, I think in this season of my life after my divorce, I think I'm getting off, pissing my ex off. You know what I'm saying? Because she had a whole plan of how she was going to do this and how this was going to work in her favor. And she took advantage of the situation because I was in a dark place and I really couldn't make decisions because I was emotionally, checked out, And so now that I've kind of woken up and like, okay, I can't let you do this to me. I get it. You're upset. Here's the thing I understand. All right. I want everybody to understand this. There is not just one person in a situation to make something be over. Right. Like everything that happened with us just wasn't my fault. It just wasn't me. It was me, but it just wasn't me. I want you guys to catch that. I wasn't the only one. There were things that, she did. There were things that I did. And in the culmination of the two is what ended the marriage. But however, she has decided that I'm the bad guy. I ain't gonna tell everybody that I'm the bad guy. And I was the problem and all that good stuff. So if you're listening to this, check where you are in the situation, right? If you're the bad guy, you're the bad guy. You're going to be the bad guy in somebody's story anyway. So it don't matter. Stand on it. You know what I mean? Everything isn't going to be peaches and cream and it's not going to be rosy, right? Just people are just people. And they're not going to, tell their bad side because it makes them look crazy to people. Just like, I'm sure that my wife is not going to go and tell everybody, well, yeah, I did some stuff too. And, and that's what, just in order for somebody to do that, they have to be honest. They have to be honest. Somebody has to say, yeah, I did that. I stand on, most people, some people stand on business. Others don't. You know what I'm saying? Because they spend their life trying to make everybody else look bad, And, it's that's life. Things happen, right? And so I'm still struggling with that, and then on the other end of it, you're trying to move on. Do you date? How long is it after your divorce? Do you start to take in, excuse me, love interest? I mean, the the logic here is that you don't. A lot of people say, "Oh, don't date nobody else," there because the old adage when you break up with somebody or you divorce them, and they always say, if you can't get under one, no, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. And then I know you're laughing because it still chuckles. It still makes me chuckle to the day. It just does, right? Because I used to do that when I was younger. When I was young, that was my thing. That was my go-to. You know what I'm saying? I'll break up with somebody, or she broke up with me. It's like, let me go find, the next one and get up under, her, or on top of however you guys choose. I'm not a power bottom. Oh, sorry, that was a bad reference. Okay, but anyhow, um, I used to do that. I used to be that guy that was. I'm just going to go ahead and get up under. But what I find in my older age, I'm a man of a certain age now. That don't work, and I think the reason why it doesn't work is because I actually love the person that I was with. And I'm not saying that people. I'm not saying that people don't. You know, I'm not saying that people don't love one another. I mean, but here's the thing. And this has always been my issue. This is kind of a rambling episode, but here's the thing. I think my personal opinion is if you really love somebody while you're with them, I get the whole. They say about women. Once they're done, they're done. Da 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 da. She probably checked out months ago, and she probably did, right? But even in that case, if you love somebody, like for real, and you've been in that, like for real, you went through the struggle, you went through, yeah, all of that. Do you feel guilty about dating someone else soon after? I have a feeling. I mean, and anything that I will say will probably be purely speculation, but um, I think my wife was dating someone the day she announced to me she wanted a divorce. You know what I'm saying? That's just, again, pure speculation. Not saying that she was, don't know. But there were some instances that happened after to let me know that there was someone she was at least talking to. And she had at least two in the chamber. So it may not, it may not have been a full-fledged dating situation. It might have been a full-fledged boyfriend and girlfriend type situation, but I can guarantee you she had at least two in the chamber. And that's okay. Because like people say, she checked out a long time ago. But women, I have to ask this question. And if you listen to this and then you're a woman, feel free to hit me up, email me, hit me up on Facebook, Knucklehead Chronicles Podcast, at gmail.com if you want to answer via email or if you want to hit me on Facebook. But here's my question. When you check out, if you have checked out of your marriage or your situation, your whatever, why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? Why is it you stick around and then play this charade for another year? I'm confused at that because that's what happened. That's what I think was happening with me. Is that she checked out last year. I think she checked out when she went to go see her dad. You know what I'm saying? I think she checked out then. But why put up this charade for another year? Why? Because she didn't try to work on anything. We didn't go to any kind of counseling or any kind of therapy or nothing. I don't understand why. Why put up this charade? If you're done, leave. Fellas, same way. And I'm not just getting on the ladies. Fellas, same way. If you have checked out, if you have said, I'm done, whatever, leave. Don't waste that woman's life any more than you already have. Leave. But the thing of it is, sometimes some of us are silly gooses, and we feel like we can just do whatever we want, and there's no repercussions. I'm telling you, fellas, there's repercussions behind everything that you do. So here I am, divorced. Enough. I mean, we got some stuff to work out as far as visitation and financial support and all that jazz. But I'm going to court for that because you're not going to rape me. I'm not going to let you rape me. If anybody's going to rape me, it will be the courts of Missouri, the courts of Boone County, Missouri. That's who's going to rape me. It won't be you. I can promise. Anyways, so here I am, divorced, looking crazy. I guess I'm single, ready to mingle, I guess. And I'm going, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I've done this. And I just am exasperated. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to date. I don't want to have to, jump through hoops. I don't want to have to, I just don't want to. So here's the question that is left is that, do you date? Do I date? Do you move on? And if you do, how long does it take you to move on? How long does it take you to say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and date shorty out. Now, I think it's, I think going out on dates isn't a bad thing, right? I don't think it's, it's detrimental to your health if you take somebody else out after the divorce or whatever. But, I'm talking about, full-fledged, that's my girl. I'm her man type situation. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about going out on dates, and having dinner and things like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in a full-fledged relationships. Do you do that after a divorce? And if you do, how long does it take you? So that's my question that I'm going to pose to my listening audience. Now, I'm going to answer it, for me, because it's me, right? For me, I'm scared. I'm scared of dating someone after my divorce. I'm afraid of it because one thing that I don't want to have to go through again is the rejection. You know what I'm saying? Because when I say I put my best foot forward with my ex-wife, I did. I tried to anyway. Did everything I was supposed to do. Yeah, I made bad choices. Nobody's perfect, right? Made bad choices. That's not justification to say, yeah, I made bad choices. Nobody's perfect. That's not justification, but it's just what it is. I made bad choices and all that, but I did everything that I think that I could have done. If we was in financial straits, I tried to make, work 16 hours, whatever, to, make that money so we can get back on even keel. I did everything I could. Right? So yeah, I'm afraid personally, just so anyone who wants to shoot that shot at me who's ever watching this, you want to shoot your shot at me, just know that I'm scared. I'm petrified of it because I don't want the rejection. I know life is life and people are going to reject you. And not everybody's going to accept you. Right? But I'm just afraid of the rejection. I'm afraid, I think as a guy, I think I'm still chivalrous, right? I still open doors and things of that nature. But I don't want to always have to show that side. Like, I don't want to be chivalrous all the time. I want to be lazy. My life for me after my divorce is like, I know what I'm doing, but then I don't. It's like, I don't want to put up some kind of crazy facade that I'm ironclad tough over here. That ain't how it is. That is not what it is for me. And I'm still navigating my life after my divorce. I have friends that support me and carry me and, you know, putting budgets together for me and stuff, and, you know, trying to, you know, make sure that I'm straight and land on my feet, because, you know, all that. But on my way out, right, I want to say this, and I saw this post on Facebook. I thought it was tremendous, right? And it said, don't make any kind of, don't react to certain situations. You know, don't react. Don't move. When somebody says something stupid and you see it or you hear it or whatever, don't react, because God saw it too. So the battle is not yours. You know, that's what I got out of that. The battle is not yours. So even when people have something to say, even when people, you know, throw dirt, drag your name, you know, whatever, don't react to it. I'm learning that. That's the season that I'm in. Is that in my life after my divorce, and the life after my divorce, is that I'm in this season of learning how to let people just talk. You're gonna say whatever you're gonna say about me. I don't care. You know, if anybody's listening to this podcast that are friends of hers, tell her what you gonna do. You know, it's like you know, Hulk Hogan back in the day. What you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? I mean, we both hurt. You know, we both hurt each other. But that's the key there. If two people that are divorcing could just simply have a conversation and say, hey, you know, you hurt me, I hurt you. There were situations that I didn't like, situations that you didn't like, you know, and you had decided to go a separate way, and that's cool. Let's have an amicable split. But no, you want to go tell everybody I want Jack, you know, this and that. But I'm in this season in my life after my divorce. I'm in this season where I just don't care anymore, you know. And that used to bug me. And I used to sit on here and I even took my Facebook private, because I just didn't want to see. I just didn't want to see or have people's opinions about me. I'm going to put that bad boy back public today, because I don't care. Because I don't care. My thing is, I have, you know, I have a life to live just like she does. You know, I don't sit here, I don't bash her. You know, that's the thing, right? There's a high road that we all must take at some point. I mean, you don't have to take, you know, some people don't take the high road. Like Deion Sanders said a couple months back a couple of years ago, he told Tony Romo, I wanted the high road here, Tony, but I lost the address. And some people lose the address to the high road. So I'm trying to take the high road, but sometimes it's hard. But in this life, after my divorce, trying to make sense of myself, of my life, trying to put it back together, trying to, you know, be a good father to my son, not burn myself out from work. You know, it's a lot that I got going on, you know, emotionally, you know, excuse me. But I believe that eventually, one day, it's going to all subside. Things are going to be good. I'm going to be able to better manage my life after this divorce, because this divorce took me, and like I said before, you guys have been listening before, I've been married, this is my third one. This one, though, took me for a whole loop out here, right? Like, I ain't never experienced nothing like this. This is something different, totally. But if you're listening to this and you are in your second season and you're living your life after your divorce, there's a few things you're going to know real quick before I head out. It hurts. Allow yourself to feel it, right? Allow yourself to feel it. Every emotion. Allow it. But this is what I learned in my situation with mine, is that it's okay to cry about it. It's okay to feel a way about it. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel all of that. It's okay. But what we can't do is stay there. We absolutely cannot stay there, because those negative vibes, those negative energies, those bad feelings, those ill will, all of that will eat away at you. And then, and the funny thing about it eating away at you is that it eats away at you from the inside, on the inside out, or it works its way to the outside. Because if you're holding judgment, if you're holding grudges and you're mad and you're doing this, it eats away at anything positive on the inside. And then all it's going to do is just work its way out. And then you'll start looking ugly to people, and people don't want to, like, ooh, he or she, boy, he looks sick. What's wrong with them? It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to hurt, because divorces aren't, pillowy. They're not, the night ice cream sundaes, they hurt. And, mine tore me up. I'm still tore up. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that I'm over here healed, because I ain't, right? But, you have to take it one day at a time. That's an episode I did a couple days ago, or last week. One day at a time. You love them, let them go. They didn't want to be there in the first place, probably. I know mine didn't. So I could say that. Move on. Try to find a firm grip on this life and move on. Love is out there. He or she is going to find you. I hope I find mine, one day. Somebody who wants to be in my life, who wants to be there. We're going to get through it together. I promise. Hey, reach out to me. But I want to thank you guys for listening. I want you guys to follow the podcast, Knucklehead Chronicles Podcast, at Podbean. I'm sorry, Knucklehead Chronicles Podcast.podbean.com, and go to the podcast website. There, go ahead and subscribe and follow. You can follow this podcast across all social media platforms: Facebook, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Also, the Knucklehead Chronicles Podcast Panel Edition will be coming back soon. That's a live video show that will be on Sundays at 2:30 on Facebook and YouTube, wherever else I decide to put it. And we're collaborating with BS3 Network. I'm sure you guys have heard of that, on Roku. So a lot of things popping. Things are looking good. I want everyone who's listening to this podcast to be blessed. Know that I love you, but man, I tell you what, God loves you more. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.
Thank you for listening. I hope I didn't fry your brain too bad. Come back through and give me another chance. You can listen on all platforms and visit us at knuckleheadchroniclespodcast.podbean.com. Until next time, in the words of the incomparable Jerry Springer, take care of yourself and each other.